Welcome to another deep dive, and this time we're heading into the fascinating world of Wikipedia. I bet you use it all the time, but have you ever considered using it for SEO?
Probably not. Most people see it as just an encyclopedia, right?
Exactly. But today, we're going to uncover how this online giant can actually become a secret weapon for boosting your website's visibility.
Sounds intriguing.
Oh, it is. We'll be digging into an article by Ralf Dodler, a content marketing specialist. He shared his expertise on a blog that's probably connected to his SEO consultancy, Dodler Consulting. So, we know we're dealing with some serious SEO knowledge here.
Okay, you've got my attention.
So imagine this. You want to improve your website's ranking, right?
Of course, who doesn't?
But instead of getting lost in the maze of keywords and algorithms, you discover that Wikipedia is actually whispering Google's secrets to you.
Whispering Google's secrets, huh? I like where this is going.
It's all about understanding how Google sees the world, how it connects different concepts, and how we can use that to our advantage.
That's what's so fascinating about this. Wikipedia isn't just a source of information. It's a roadmap for how Google understands the relationships between different topics.
It's like Wikipedia is holding Google's hand and saying, hey, this is how you should see the world.
Exactly. And Dodler is really highlighting this shift towards what's called semantic SEO.
Semantic SEO, fill me in.
It's about teaching Google to understand your content like a human would, not just matching keywords. Imagine trying to explain a complex topic to someone who only knows a handful of words.
Kind of like talking to a toddler.
Yeah, something like that. That's what traditional SEO can be like. Semantic SEO, on the other hand, is like having a full conversation with nuance and context.
So we're moving beyond just keywords and into the realm of meaning and relationship.
Precisely. And that's where Wikipedia comes in.
Okay, but how does Wikipedia fit into this conversation with Google?
Well, think about it this way. Google absolutely loves Wikipedia.
Because it's like the ultimate authority, right?
Exactly. It's seen as a super trustworthy source of information. Plus, it's packed with all those relevant keywords and phrases, and it's structured in a way that makes it easy for search engines to understand the connections between different topics.
So we're not talking about just copying Wikipedia articles. We're talking about understanding how it's structured and using that knowledge to organize our websites in a way that Google will love.
You got it. And Dodler gives us some pretty clever tactics to do just that. For instance, one often overlooked feature is Wikipedia's links to this page section.
I'll admit, I usually just skip right past those links. What's so special about them?
They're like a cheat sheet for understanding how Google connects different ideas. Let's say your website is all about electric cars. Okay.
Electric cars.
If you go to the Wikipedia page for electric vehicles and check the links to this page, you might discover related articles on things like battery technology or government incentives for EVs.
So instead of just focusing on the main keyword electric cars, I should also be creating content about those related subtopics.
You got it. It's all about showing Google that you understand the bigger picture, the whole landscape of your topic.
So we're painting a richer, more detailed picture for Google.
Precisely. And this brings us to another super important concept.
Entities.
Okay, entities. Sounds a bit technical. Break it down for me.
Entities are basically the specific things that are directly linked to your website's topic. If we stick with electric cars, those entities could be things like Tesla, lithium-ion batteries, maybe even Elon Musk.
So not just general terms, but the actual building blocks of the topic.
You got it. The core elements that really define your subject matter.
What if my website is about something completely different, let's say coffee?
Then your entities might include Arabica beans, espresso machines, or even caffeine.
Makes sense. Now, I'm guessing there are tools out there to help us figure out these entities.
You bet. Dodler mentioned NLP tools.
NLP, what's that all about? It stands for natural language processing. These tools are like superpowered research assistants that can analyze your content and suggest related topics based on how they're connected on Wikipedia.
So it's like having a little SEO buddy whispering in your ear.
Exactly. Imagine you have a website all about coffee, and this tool says, hey, you should probably be linking to articles about fair trade practices or the environmental impact of coffee production.
Wow, that sounds incredibly helpful.
It can be a huge time saver, especially if you're newer to SEO and might not be aware of all those connections.
But is it enough to just rely on these tools? Or do we still need to use our own brains?
While NLP tools can be incredibly helpful, they're not magic. You still need to use your own judgment and expertise to ensure you're choosing entities that genuinely add value to your content and reflect the core themes of your website.
Right. We don't want to just stuff our website with keywords. We want to create something that's genuinely helpful and informative for our readers.
That's the key. And that's where the idea of thematic clusters comes in. It's all about organizing your content around central topics.
Okay, thematic clusters. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Imagine you're back in a library, but instead of books scattered randomly on shelves, they're grouped together by subject.
You have a section for fiction, history, science, and so on.
Exactly. And thematic clusters are like doing the same thing for your website. Instead of having isolated articles about random aspects of your topic, you group them together into clusters that explore different facets of a main theme.
Okay, I'm starting to see the picture. But how would this actually apply to, say, that coffee website we were talking about? How would I use those clusters?
Let's use coffee as our example. So your main theme is obviously coffee,
Right.
but within that theme, you have a whole universe of subtopics.
Like different types of beans, brewing methods, maybe the history of coffee, even the health benefits or the environmental impact.
You got it. And using Wikipedia, you can start mapping out all those subtopics, almost like creating an outline for your website content.
So instead of having one page about coffee, I'd have a cluster about coffee beans with articles about Arabica, Robusta, growing regions, roasting techniques, then another cluster about brewing methods with articles on French press, pour over, espresso.
Exactly. Each subtopic becomes a cluster, and within each cluster, you have individual articles or pages that go deeper into specific aspects. And the great thing about this is that it benefits both your readers and Google.
Because it's organized and easy to navigate.
Exactly. Your readers can easily find the information they need, and Google sees a well-structured, authoritative website that really covers the whole topic.
It's like creating a well-organized library on your website. I love that analogy.
It's all about creating a user experience that's both informative and enjoyable.
This is great. It's not about trying to trick Google. It's about making it easier for Google to understand what we're about and see the value we're offering.
Right on. And the best part is, Dodler even provides some really clever ways to use Wikipedia to generate unique content ideas that fill those thematic clusters.
Okay, now I'm really curious. Tell me more about that. So we've covered how to use Wikipedia's structure and entities to build those thematic clusters. Now, how about the fun part, the creative part? How do we actually use Wikipedia to get those unique content ideas flowing?
Well, you're in for a treat because Dodler actually gives us 4 methods. And they're surprisingly simple, but very effective.
All right, let's hear them. What's the first one?
Okay, so the first one is all about finding these little nuggets called stubs. You know, those incomplete Wikipedia articles that only scratch the surface of a topic?
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. We're like, this topic is important, but we haven't gotten around to writing about it yet.
Exactly. They're like whispers of potential, just
Yeah.
waiting for someone to come along and flesh them out.
So instead of seeing a massive Wikipedia article and being intimidated, I should actually be looking for those short stubs as an opportunity.
Precisely. Think of them as a starting point. Like, let's say you find a stub about a particular type of coffee bean. Well, now you can research the history of that bean, the ideal growing conditions, how it's roasted, the nuances of its flavor profile.
And not only would I be creating valuable content for my website, but I could potentially contribute back to Wikipedia by expanding that existing stub.
Exactly. It's a win-win. You're sharing your knowledge, improving Wikipedia, and establishing yourself as an authority on that topic. And speaking of authority, the second method Dodler suggests is all about using the See Also section at the end of those Wikipedia articles.
You know, honestly, those are usually the links I just glance at and scroll right past. Is there really SEO gold hidden in there?
Think of them like built-in brainstorming tools. Again, let's stick with that coffee website example. Let's say you're writing about French presses, okay?
Okay.
The See Also section might link to articles about other coffee brewing methods, like pour-over or AeroPress.
Ah, I see. So then I could compare and contrast the different methods, highlighting the pros and cons of each.
Exactly. You could create a whole series of articles just from those links.
That's a really clever way to build out that content cluster, and it would be genuinely useful information for coffee lovers. Okay, what about the third method?
This one's a little more adventurous. Are you ready?
Hit me with it. What's the secret weapon?
It involves diving into the discussion pages of those Wikipedia articles.
The discussion pages, those are usually hidden away, right? I rarely go there.
Exactly. But that's where all the good stuff is.
What kind of good stuff?
Well, that's where editors and users debate and discuss all those changes to the main article.
It's like going behind the scenes, getting a peek into how the Wikipedia sausage is made.
You got it. And you'll find discussions about factual accuracy, missing information, or even differing viewpoints on a particular topic. Like, let's say you're researching the history of coffee, and you stumble upon this discussion about the role of colonialism in the coffee trade.
Ooh, now that's interesting.
Right. That could spark a whole new article exploring the ethical considerations of coffee consumption, something you might not have thought of before.
So it's about finding those hidden controversies, those different perspectives that could add a whole new layer to my content. Okay, I'm loving these. What about this fourth method?
The fourth method is all about staying current, riding the waves of trending topics.
Okay, tapping into the zeitgeist.
Exactly. Wikipedia is constantly being updated, so if something is making headlines, there's a good chance there's a Wikipedia article about it.
So I can use those trending topics as inspiration for my own content.
Precisely. Let's say there's a major study about the health benefits of a certain type of coffee bean. Boom. You can write an article summarizing the findings, explain the science in simple terms, link to the original research, and you're right there on the cutting edge.
That's awesome. So it's about being agile, seizing the moment to provide that timely information. But with all these amazing methods, I keep coming back to this idea of adding our own unique value.
Absolutely. We can't just rehash what's already on Wikipedia.
No one wants a copycat. We have to bring something new to the table, something fresh, something that reflects our own expertise.
Precisely. You know, like taking those raw ingredients from Wikipedia and transforming them into a gourmet meal. We're adding our own spices, our own techniques, our own flair.
Love that analogy. So, after uncovering all these gems from Wikipedia, I have to ask, are there any downsides? Are there any traps we should be aware of when using these techniques?
That's a great question. As amazing as Wikipedia is, it's important to remember that it does have its limitations.
So we've been talking about all these really cool ways to use Wikipedia for SEO. It's like discovering this hidden treasure chest of information.
It really is. But like with any treasure map, we got to be careful.
Yeah, exactly. So what are some of the things we need to watch out for? What are those potential traps when using these techniques?
Well, as amazing as Wikipedia is, and it is amazing, it's important to remember that it's not perfect, right?
Because it's all crowdsourced.
Right. It's a collaborative platform, so that means sometimes the information can be inaccurate or incomplete.
It's like trusting a friend's directions without checking the map yourself. You could end up totally lost.
Exactly. Always double check. Verify the information from Wikipedia with other reputable sources. Don't just take everything as gospel truth.
So fact-checking is key. What other potential drawbacks should we keep in mind?
Well, another one is the temptation to just copy and paste content straight from Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Right. Big no-no. Google will penalize you for duplicate content.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's just not cool. You got to add your own unique value, your own analysis, your own insights.
Right. It's not about plagiarism. It's about taking inspiration from Wikipedia and then making it your own.
Exactly. Think of Wikipedia as a starting point, a springboard for your own creativity.
I like that. And is there anything else we need to be careful about?
Well, the last thing is just remembering that Wikipedia is constantly evolving. Information changes fast, new articles are added all the time.
So we got to stay on top of things and be ready to adapt.
Exactly. You wouldn't want to base your whole SEO strategy on outdated info.
It's like navigating by the stars. You have to constantly adjust your course.
I like that analogy.
So, okay, we've talked about the potential downsides. But let's recap the good stuff, the benefits of incorporating these Wikipedia-inspired techniques into our SEO strategy.
Well, I think the biggest one is obviously improved search engine visibility.
Because we're speaking Google's language.
Exactly. By structuring our content like Wikipedia, by tapping into that wealth of entities and semantic relationships, we're basically showing Google that we know what we're talking about.
We're making it super easy for Google to understand and appreciate our content.
Right. And this naturally leads to increased user engagement, right? When your content is well-structured, easy to navigate, packed with valuable info, visitors are going to stay longer, explore more pages, and they'll be more likely to come back for more.
It's all about creating a better user experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all of this leads to, you guessed it, increased authority and credibility.
Because we're aligning ourselves with Wikipedia, which is seen as a trustworthy source.
Right. It's like We're borrowing a bit of Wikipedia's credibility and using it to boost our own online presence.
Yeah, so we're learning from the best and using that knowledge to level up our own websites. It's a win-win for everyone.
This has been a really eye-opening deep dive. It's made me realize that Wikipedia isn't just an online encyclopedia. It's this incredibly powerful tool for anyone who wants to improve their SEO and create a more engaging online presence.
The whole new way of thinking about SEO.
Exactly. So to all our listeners out there, embrace the interconnected world of Wikipedia, think semantically, and don't be afraid to get creative.
And never stop exploring. The world of SEO is constantly evolving, and there are always new discoveries to be made.
Until next time, happy diving.